Well, just like the Sharks have been doing in recent season, it was Newcastle's turn to make up the eight. They made the top eight double consecutive years, but week one exits just making up those numbers. But guys, welcome to another 2021 NRL season review. Today we're going to be speaking about the 7th place Newcastle Knights. We're going to be speaking about their 2022 signings and overall season, the players who stood out as you've previously seen. I've tried to make a little playlist for these videos, but that hasn't gone to plan. But let's talk about the Knights season review from round 1 through to round 25. Well, it was an extremely poor start to the season for the Knights, getting past the Bulldogs 32-16 after letting in a try minutes into the match, followed by a victory against the Warriors, a very tight one, 20 points to 16. Their first loss of the season came to the West Tigers, 24-20 at home as well. It'd be interesting to see their home record. I didn't think it was great this season, but enough wins to play final. They went back-to-back losses at home as they lost the following week against the Dragons, 22-13, letting Tarek Sims in for 2 charge-down tries. They blew that game. They were flogged by the Titans and David Fifita's awakening on the 10th of April, 42-16, before they picked up and snatched victory from the jaws of defeat thanks to Kalen Ponga from an absolute beautiful offload from Tyson Frizzell, 26-22 at home over the Sharks. Probably one of their best wins of the season. It was a great game of footy. It was back and forth, but the Knights come away with the chocolates. They drew with the Penrith Panthers last season, but this season in the rematch, it was the Penrith Panthers getting the better of the Knights defensively, 24 points to 6, before being flogged by the Roosters at home, 38 points to 4. Very embarrassing scoreline, that one. And I think this was, if I'm not mistaken, could have been Brett Morris's final NRL game. Another great victory for the Knights, coming behind, like many other teams, against the Raiders at Wagga Wagga to snatch victory 24 points to 16. Magic round, Suncorp. Without Ponga, the Tigers flogged Newcastle. I tipped the Tigers in this game. Everyone was going the Knight, 36-18 Tigers. The following week, they were beaten by the Cowboys at Townsville, who were very bad this season, so it really worried me. But then the Knights started to get it together. On the 30th of May, a team that have been fantastic, as we saw, making the top 4 by the end of the season, the Manly Sea Eagle, looked a little bit off. The Knights were forcing errors, having some great... it was a good game of footy overall. And the Knights ended up winning this one in one of the upsets of the season, in my opinion. I think they were about $5.50. They got a good young team, and a few young players were actually in for this one. They forced a lot of issues for Manly and picked up the victory, 18 points to 10. But consistency was a worry as they came to Newcastle, home once again, against my Eels for Old Boys Day, and Parramatta won 40 points to 4. The following week, they pick up a victory in the rain in a very low-scoring, boring game against the Warriors, 10 points to 6, and get revenge against the Cowboys in one of Kalen Ponga's career-best games. He looked like Tom Trbojevic, keeping the Cowboys scoreless at home, 38 points to 0 before a much-deserved bye. After being embarrassed by the Melbourne Storm 48 points to 4, and then the Roosters 28 points to 8, the Knights started to get it together in the back half of the season, charging towards final. At first, it was a 34-24 victory over the Canberra Raiders, who came charging back towards the end, but just too late. And it was the Broncos, 28 points to 20. I think the Broncos played really well in this game, but Newcastle picked up the victory deservedly at Suncorp Stadium. Following week, it was the Sharks, and it was 16 points to 14, very tight game, but Newcastle won in Redcliffe. And after that, they really struggled in this game against the Bulldogs at Cbus Super Stadium, but they get the victory, which means 4 wins in a row, but make that 5 wins in a row as they did beat the Gold Coast Titans 15 points to 14. Fairly scrappy game from memory. I'll have to recheck it. And in the final game of the season before heading off to final, they were beaten by the Brisbane Broncos at home, 35 points to 22. And their finals exit came at the hands of Parramatta, 28 points to 20. Pretty good game for the most part. Both teams really competitive turning up, but Parramatta ending Newcastle season just like South Sydney did last year. In his late season switch, I thought Jake Clifford had a fantastic season at the Newcastle Knights and is a future 5'8" grade at the club. 33 goals, 3 tries in 20 games. His average kicking metres being 310 per game, forcing 17 dropouts with 8 try assists, 380 tackles made. Not bad stats there. I expect more from Bradman Best in the coming year. I don't think he was at his best in 2021, but we'll see. He just continues to get better and better. He's still a great player nonetheless. Kalen Ponga, 15 appearances, 10 goals, 8 tries, 74 tackle breaks and 14 try assists. He's doing all the things that a number 6 does, but just a freak to watch, and we're watching him every year and saying just how good he is. As for the forwards, someone who's really underrated, he started a lot off the bench, and that's Brody Jones. I think Brody Jones is just becoming a really more complete player. I don't know if he'll be with the club for 2023 onwards. I think he might be off contract and could make a club switch. We'll wait and see. But 3 tries in his 2021 season, 5 line breaks, 6 offloads, 358 tackles made. Very good effort there, with 1,200 run metres to go with that. So those are the players who really stood out for me. So with Mitchell Pearce officially released to Catalan's Dragons, Connor Watson released to the Sydney Roosters, making his club return, and Blake Green's retirement. Speaking of returns, Dane Gaggie returns to the club until 2024 from the Rabbits back to the Newcastle Knights. We mentioned Mitchell Pearce leaving. Adam Clune has been signed with the club from the Dragons for a 2023 deal. So look, it could be Clifford and Clune in the halves. Could be Luke Brooks as well. Lots of talk about that. We'll have to wait and see. Have managed to re-sign some great players, some young players. Bradman Best, Jaden Brayley, Jack Johns will get more airtime this year, I think, as well. Daniel Saifidi on a big deal till 2026 with his brother until 2024. Off contract, Anare Tuala, Phoenix Crosland and Braden Musgrove, as well as Suase Su, who was a late pickup from the Dogs. I'll be honest, my season preview isn't out. I'm not expecting too much from the Newcastle Knights this year. I think they have 2 pretty good seasons overall. I think they'll be struggling to make finals footy. I might have them in there, sneaking in there. I'll have to wait and see and have a good look at their draw. But guys, that's another season review done. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Comment what you thought of the Knights and where you think they'll come in 2022. I'll see you guys later.